All right. Hello. Hi. So glad to be here with you. Again, I am Stephanie Lindloff. I am an eco-intuitive coach and teacher, and welcome to Reclaim Your Peace with Mother Earth. So glad to have you here. I work especially with busy, anxious women who are looking for a way to reclaim your peace, and I help you with this through simple moments with nature. And this weekly broadcast is all about those simple moments and the impact that they can have in your life. So glad to have you here. Well, this week I'm feeling guided to speak to an obstacle that so many women have when it comes to embarking on any kind of new self-care practice, whether it is considering working with a coach or a therapist or, you know, creating a meditation practice or a yoga practice or a walking practice, anything that is related to self-care. I'm going to ask you, I bet you know the answer to this one. I know you do. What is the biggest obstacle that comes up for us when it comes time to deciding whether to begin something new in our lives related to self-care? What do you think that could be? I think it has to do with I don't have the time. I don't have time for that. I'm busy. I have a family. I have a job. I have personal responsibilities. These are such common thoughts and responses that so many women, whether you're anxious or not, have when it comes time to creating a new practice that you know in your heart will provide you with some kind of benefit, whether it's deep healing or simply moments of tranquility. We can talk ourselves out of beginning a new practice so easily with just those words, I don't have the time. We might add, I don't have the time right now, but later, maybe I will. And we know how that goes, right? I mean, especially if your milestones are related to, oh, the kids, when the kids are in school, then I'll be able to da da da. When my daughter has her driver's license, then I'll have more time. When we move houses, then I'll have more time. We're always coming up with reasons why we don't have the time. Okay, so I've made that abundantly clear. You get it, right? Now, I it's so relatable. We have all had that reaction to things. I don't have the time. And it feels so disempowering, doesn't it? It feels like your life to a degree is out of control, that even if there's something that you are really feeling guided to do from a soul level, from a heart level, the fact that, quote, I don't have the time keeps popping up, man, that's so depleting. And I can relate. I totally can relate to this, as so many women can. And I think that when we hear people talk about this, we expect the next thing to be, oh, you do have the time. Look at all these ways that you can create the time, right? You can watch less Netflix. You could get up earlier. You could stay up later. There's a lot of these things that come up that are a way of convincing ourselves that we can make the time, right? And, in many cases, that's accurate. But today, I kind of had a big like aha moment the other day, and I wanted to share it with you because I've decided that when it comes time to self-care practices that are soul-led and heart-led, and you know that it's something and that you are feeling guided to do, but you are hearing that old tired phrase in your head, I don't have the time, try flipping it on its head and instead think of it as this practice will create more time in my life. Doing this practice, whatever it is, self-care practice, will create more time in your life. How is this possible? a few years ago, I would have said, that's not possible. That's just a bunch of, that's made up, right? But I have experienced this myself, that having a regular practice that, in my case, an intuitive practice, simple practices with nature to reclaim my peace, to come back to my intuitive wisdom, it creates more time in my life. And don't just take my word for it. I have so many stories from clients who have experienced this themselves. And I'm feeling so strong about this and how it needs to be like shouted from the rooftops that I included it in my what you will receive in my upcoming course. So real quick, I just wanted to let you know that I have a one-of-a-kind course coming up in April. It is called the Eco-Intuitive Garden, a simple path to reclaim your peace, awaken your wild wisdom, and heal Mother Earth. This is a unique class that merges a simple step-by-step process to creating a vibrant garden of native plants with beautiful, simple, intuitive practices that you can do in your garden space. And the beautiful thing is that you really don't even need to have a garden in order to experience this, but the process of creating your garden, which you will learn exactly how to do in this course, just elevates the entire experience of reconnecting with that wild intuitive wisdom that you have within yourself. Enrollment is now open. Our first class is on Monday, April 8th, and the class runs until May 1st. So check out the link below if this is intriguing to you. You can learn all about it there and you can enroll using that link. So I would love to see you there. So one of the bullets that I put in my website for the course is that you will leave with a seemingly magical ability to create more time in your life. And this is absolutely the truth, because simple practices that bring you back to your wise, intuitive guidance, bring you back to your peace, restoring that power that you have to ease your anxiety, to release perfectionism and self-doubt, and keep coming back to your wise inner voice, to your wild wisdom. When you have simple practices that allow you to do that, you will ruminate far less. You will have far less stress and anxiety. You will not spend nearly as much time analyzing and going over your decisions and questioning yourself and doubting yourself and looking to other people or to Google for the answers that you have within yourself. You are a master for your own life, and you have all of the answers within yourself. When you embrace this by reuniting with your deep inner wisdom, with your intuitive guidance, you create more time in your life. This is really, it seems, well, I say it's a seemingly magical process because really it does seem magical. It's like, wow, I really have far more time in my life. I have not spent nearly as much time analyzing and worrying and ruminating and churning and, oh man, all of that. I have been there. I still go there on occasion, but far less than I ever did before. This is what you can gain by taking the step to do something like enroll in my class, the Eco-Intuitive Garden, or sign up for a free breakthrough session with me to learn more about how eco-intuitive coaching can benefit your life. Nurturing yourself and coming back to your deep wisdom is a time creator. You will create more time because you will not be stressing nearly as much. You will not be churning and ruminating and overanalyzing and judging yourself and all of the time and energy that goes into that, you will have this seemingly magical ability to create more time in your life. I wanted to share a few examples from my clients because I don't do that nearly enough. And it's so important for you to know how eco-intuitive coaching helps people. One of my first clients, she was in a job that was fulfilling, but she knew that there was something else meant for her. And through just a few conversations, we got to a point where she had like this, you could feel it on the call. She had this fundamental shift in how she saw her own capabilities, her unique capabilities, where she was being guided to focus her energy in terms of what she wanted to bring to the world, the impact and the way she wanted to impact the world. And this shift, she said she had been working with a therapist for years in trying to create an action plan for herself to explore this place that she was being guided to shift her career. And in just a few sessions of eco-intuitive coaching, she experienced this shift that really opened her up to seeing what she saw as flaws in her capability, seeing them as like superpowers. And it was amazing to witness this. This is all coming from her, right? I'm just asking some questions and being a witness to this. And it was all coming from her. And not long afterwards, she decided to leave her profession, go back to school, went to grad school, got an entirely new degree in an entirely different field, and is now employed and working and doing exactly what she had envisioned for herself for years and years, but had never taken the steps forward. And I say this because this is a way of creating time. She created time in her life. She literally created years of time in her life that she could have otherwise spent in a profession, a career track that was not fulfilling for her. And instead, opening herself up to that inner guidance reunited her with her superpowers, with those unique capabilities that she had. So this is one example of how coming back to your truth, coming back to your intuitive guidance through simple moments, a simple process, a simple practice with nature can bring you back to that intuitive guidance and create more time in your life. Another story, another dear client of mine was in a marriage for, oh my gosh, I think that she was in this marriage for over 30 years when we started meeting. She had already been in therapy for over 10 years, wanted to leave her marriage, just couldn't see the path forward. And in our conversations, again, it was just a few sessions, I could see that she was coming back to that deep inner knowing, that calm confidence that she knew the path for herself, that she knew what was going to bring the greatest love and happiness to not just her life, but to the life of everyone in her family. And she pursued an amicable divorce, an amicable separation, and then a divorce. And it all went beautifully, I guess is the way to put it. It was far less stressful or, full of turmoil than what she feared because of the energy that she brought to it, because of that calm and loving confidence, that kindness and compassion for others and most importantly, for herself through that process. So this client had been in a marriage situation for years, and imagine all of the time and energy that was spent desiring to be out of that marriage, desiring to see what else life could hold for her. Coming back to her inner guidance, that wise and beautifully wild inner guidance that we all have, that we are all born with, created enormous amounts of time in her life. Just another example of how working to reconnect with your guidance, your intuitive guidance, your North Star that you hold within yourself can create a magical amount of time in your life. The final story that I wanted to share, another dear client of mine, she has known for many years, over 20 years, that she wanted to renovate her kitchen. Now you're saying, oh my gosh, what? Renovate her kitchen? What is that? How does that factor in with, major life changes? But here's the thing. It's not just about the kitchen. It's about the fact that she and her beloved departed husband to renovate the kitchen together. He was an engineer and he had numerous plans and designs to renovate the kitchen. And more than 20 years ago, he passed away. And she has not been able to move forward in renovating her kitchen as a result because his memory, the grief, the emotions of his loss are wrapped up, interwoven into the energy of the kitchen in their home, which is, the heart of the house. Makes so much sense. A lot of emotion and grief connected with her kitchen. So we have been working together, and I am so happy to say that she has taken tremendous steps because of the healing that she has done, reconnecting with the wisdom that she holds within herself, reconnecting with the peace that she receives in communing with nature in many ways, all shapes and forms, especially the trees. She has a deep love for trees, and they love her and are supporting her as well. And with the clarity that she has received about her grief process, her grief journey, and the emotional connections that she has with her kitchen and all that it represents, she has truly manifested some amazing people in her life to support her in doing a beautiful kitchen remodel. And she is currently embarking on those design plans with her team of support, and she is feeling so much joy and creative excitement as a result. And this is something that she will be engaging with every single day, of course, the kitchen being a major part of your home. So this has created more time for her, especially when you think of the years, decades that she has been, thinking and processing and analyzing and, to some degree ruminating and stressing about this kitchen that she wants to be different in her home. And yet she knows that it has so much emotional attachment for her. So she is creating a tremendous amount of time in her life and energy in her life that, in a seemingly magical way, right? Because of the beautiful inner work that she is doing. And this is bringing so many blessings into her life and into the lives of all of those who are experiencing this journey right along with her, including me. So these are just three stories that I wanted to share with you about when I say that, you know, choosing to follow your soul and your heart where they are guiding you to focus some time and energy in your self-care. This can truly create more time in your life, as well as transform your life in so many ways. So, in closing, if you feel like I don't have more time, is what is stopping you from committing to a course or working with a coach or working with a therapist or starting a, meditation practice or starting a garden, all of these things, I just want to encourage you to keep in mind that when you follow your soul's guidance, she is bringing you to a place that is magical in very tangible ways, tangibly magical, such as creating more time in your life. And who wouldn't appreciate that? So I hope that you enjoyed this teaching today. A little different, but I really wanted to speak to it because I feel like it's a message that so many busy, anxious women need to hear. And if you are interested in taking the next step to learn a little bit more about my online course that is coming up in April, the Eco Intuitive Garden, I will include the link down below in the description so that you can check it out and learn all of the details about that. I would be so delighted to work with you in that course. It's so much fun to weave together practical gardening guidance and powerful intuitive practices that can, you guessed it, create more time in your life. Also, if you are interested in having a one-on-one call with me, I welcome you to book a free breakthrough session with me. I will also include a link for that down below. You can book it at your convenience. It's a 45-minute to an hour conversation over the phone where we get to know each other. I get to hear where you are, where you would like to go, and we can discuss if I am the right coach to help get you there. It would be such an honor to have that opportunity to talk with you, and I look forward to seeing you again next week here on YouTube Live at 2 p.m. Central Daylight Time for another episode of Reclaim Your Peace with Mother Earth. Have a beautiful week. Take care. Bye-bye.